Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. Thank you for the raid straight off the bat. That's amazing. That's almost becoming a regular occurrence now, so thank you so much for that. Yes, we have some stuff to do tonight. There is a fair amount even of different things going on and new places to explore. Hence, new background as well, because I felt the Greek letters no longer fit. We're no longer in Thalis or anywhere near it, so let's have a little change. So yes, there we are. Let's run down the usual thank yous and shout outs. My brain will catch up. It's been another bank holiday in the UK. I think that's the last one for May. I think. But yes, so usual thank yous and shout outs. A huge shout out and thank you to Incarnate, Owlbear Radio, and Dungeon Alchemist, of course, for all things virtual tabletop and mapping. A big thank you to Hero Forge for providing the capabilities to do sort of token visualizations and monsters, NPCs, characters, whatever you like. Of course, all of the character art that you will see for our player characters is courtesy of Stick, so a huge thank you to Stick. And then there are the DM's tools that I use in the background there, so you've seen a few of them already, but soon 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minutes Tools, the Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. Our musical tracks are thanks to both Tabletop Audio and BattleBards. We are still partnered with BattleBards, so encourage you to go and check out their subscription capabilities or their subscription features. On BattleBards 2.0 there is a whole wealth of different things on there, so please do go check them out and show them some love. And while you're doing that, if you're sort of browsing the internet, then feel free to stop by our various social media channels that you can see along the bottom there. So come and join us on there, see all the antics that we get up to, all of our updates, and of course you can catch all of the past episodes on YouTube. As you can see at the bottom there, and you can also catch them in podcast format as well. I was very late with the podcast this week, so I apologise for that, but it is up today. I will be better going forward, so yes, apologies. I very quickly realised while I was out with my family, oh shit, I've not published it, so quickly did that. So yes, you can go catch all of the episodes of Campaign 1, most of our one-shots as well, the mini-series that we did of Witches and Wildlights, and of course Campaign 2. So if you need to catch up on anything, then go check it out on the podcast or on YouTube as well. If you want to interact with us even more, then please come and join us on our Discord server as well. There's lots of things happening on there. There was lots of fan art that's been sort of coming out over the last few weeks. I've been populating some of our Campaign 1 homebrews into the DM's Workshop channel. And yeah, it's just a place for us to join as a community, and share each other's, and sharing each other's sort of content as well. So if you've got your own stream, your own Twitch stream that you're doing, then please let us know in the Discord server so we can come and join you at the same time and bring our community and the Malt and Magic community along as well. So yes, join us on Discord. I have over the last couple of weeks been talking about our partnership with Homie and the Dude as well, so there will be more on that in the break, but please go and support their Kickstarter, which is all about new style airship combat. But it doesn't just apply to airships, it also applies to land vehicles, sailing vessels and the like. So yes, you can go and support that Kickstarter using the link you see on screen there, which is maltandmagic.co.uk/HATDKS. So much more to come with that Kickstarter as well. We will be posting more and more on our social media as the campaign goes on. But yes, go and let's sort of set that notification ready to go for when the Kickstarter goes live. And I think that's me, which is amazing. I managed to get through that with not too many fuck-ups tonight. So, my usual warnings do, as always, apply. There will be adult language and most certainly some adult humour. You have been warned. Let's roll. Doesn't get old.
It's still cool.
Uncle.
I like it.
It is awesome as I flick around with a few windows here. So, yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 20. It's great to see you all again. I hope everybody's had a nice, relaxing bank holiday Monday. I know Smiles had a rather stressful weekend, so let's hope we can not stress him out too much tonight. Although I can't guarantee that will be the case with this group, as we are as chaotic as it comes. Yeah.
Not playing a cleric anymore, so I can get stressed.
Sometimes you're just the cause of chaos.
yeah, generally.
No, that never happens.
Cool, so before we descend into that chaos, let's run down the lineup. So I am Matt, as always. I am your Dungeon Master for tonight. Also playing the form of Cog and whatever I decide to do for Tabitha as well. So yes, that's me.
I'm Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue. Yeah.
I thought he was going to say something. Have an epiphany then, or something, but no. I am Danny, and I am playing Lex Ordo, the UNT sorcerer and general liability. Well, no, I don't know. Jules died many more times than me, actually, so I'll take that back. Jules is a liability.
Yeah,
I think you're all liabilities in general.
That's very true. I'm Simao, and I'm playing Cassus Wispgut, the Blade Singer Wizard, and I am wondering how many more animals and companions we can give Matt to play in this campaign.
I think I'm next then, apparently. I need to get something. Jewel needs to get something.
Just glad nobody
You
picked
can have
a
loads
ranger
of
and chose a
spiritual
pet.
friends.
I don't know, Matt. The wizards can get a flock of familiars, so
Yeah, I know.
it might happen.
Oh, I might give Cog a Cog.
A fuck of familiars.
A flock of familiars. Anyway, yeah.
Very good. Cool. So, last week we had quite a busy episode. There was lots going on. So we began the episode joining Jewel as she was hidden on a roof, spying and surveying on the blacksmith, or the local smith within the city of Agruz, deciding what she was going to do with that little vial. Whether she would follow through on the plan of the Serpent's Cloak, or whether she would do something different. We had Karsis and Lex. Karsis sort of playing around with his new toys, which is the swords, nothing else, I'm going to point out, in the tavern room, or room in the inn. And yes, Lex returning to sort of describe and explain that they had secured some transportation west of Agruz to get them closer and get the party closer to the Crystalline Isle. We returned to Jewel after some technical glitches, which are still funny. If you've not watched them back, go and watch them again. They were brilliant. I know we laughed at Danny's expense, and I feel sorry for the pain, mate. I do sort of sympathise with you, but at the same time...
But it was good content in the end, so...
Yeah, I was like sweating buckets, swearing really, really loudly, but then you guys were just having a wonderful time, so that's the main thing, isn't it?
It was... It's all because Lex was playing with Karsus's ring.
Yes. There was a lot of ring play last week. So, yes, we returned to Jewel on the roof, and Jewel decided to creep her way into the smithy, setting off a small magical alarm at one point and then hiding in the shadows, as is their name. And yes, chaos ensued, basically. There was a lot of do I, don't I, I'll go back for the dagger, I'm going to hop back outside, now I'm going back in and then I'm going to get the dagger, and now I'm going to fick around with some tea leaves and see what I can do. Oh shit, I've dropped it on the floor. And yes, there was then an encounter with a were-rat, which almost went horribly wrong. Jewel having been bitten even by the were-rat. And then Ashira Nightshade came in to say she would clean up the mess, but you needed to drink this particular vial that you had found, which is this red liquid with these strange chunks that seem to sort of float around inside this viscous red liquid. It was apparently a cure for whatever you had contracted. And yes, the race was then on to leave a Gruz, knowing that having failed the Serpent's Cloak, things were probably not going to go your way. So sprinting back to the tavern, only to then hear as the smithy went up, and an explosion was there, and you made it back to the room where all the ring play had ceased for the evening, or most of it, I should say. Who knows what happens behind closed doors when the cameras are off. But yes, you sorted spells out, then decided very quickly what was going to happen, and you all made your way east to the Arcane Quarter. I almost said the University Quarter then, and my brain was sort of, no, that's not right. No, yeah, it's the Arcane Quarter. Yes, you headed over to the Arcane Quarter, woke up the female mage that you had negotiated with Lex, and decided to travel early. And yes, very quickly bamfed your way across several miles of the continent of Enoa to the western edge, the western banks of Lake Enoa, into the Enoa outpost. This tiny little collection of wood buildings and lodges, and almost very ramshackled together. And there you met one Garrus Stormwind, the local night watchman, who welcomed you in. There was some conversation, which I think everybody was a little bit sceptical around, but they offered you some shelter in their sort of hut whilst they did their rounds as the night watchman, and you began to sleep. And there were a few things that happened during that sleep, and then also Karsus's familiar, which had been left behind, witnessed something, but the players don't know that yet. So we begin our session tonight as the three of you wake to sunlight filtering through a very, very thin cloth shade which goes across. You can't even call it a window, it's pretty much just a hole in the wooden exterior of this hut. And there is a gentle breeze that it sort of blows in, and you can smell that sort of the moisture in the air that comes from the lake. What are we all doing?
I'm assuming we've had a long rest, right?
I'm choosing spells. That's what I'm doing.
Very quickly, yeah.
One day I will play a character that doesn't have to do that on a long rest. One day.
And then you'll multi-class.
It apparently
into
isn't
it.
campaign 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you know, there was a perfect opportunity about 20 weeks ago for you to...
Yeah.
Do you know, like, 6
Campaign
months
3,
ago almost
Paladin.
now.
Shit. Same thing. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Almost 6 months.
Wow. Jewel will probably be quite quiet this morning with the discussion and the fuck up. I say it'll be this morning, it'll be...
It's, well, nobody's checked right now, but you can probably assume it's morning at least.
Yeah, cool. But yes, she'll be quite quiet.
I just want to address JK in the chat. I actually did play a barbarian as part of Molten Magic.
Yes. Have we got that video yet?
Did you?
Yes, as part of the special, the one shot for the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
I played.
So if anybody wants to go and visit that special, we need to get that and repost it onto our own channel, actually. But yeah, so the Place Bedford did a 25-hour game stream last year. Last year? It was last year, wasn't it? It was August last year.
August last year.
Where,
Yeah.
Yes. Samau and I were joined by a whole different group of characters, and had a bit of a side quest within Island. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
yeah, we'll drop some links in and do some sort of post so everybody can go and view that in their own leisure. But yeah, it was nice to be around a table actually, which we must do at some point, folks.
I also played a barbarian in a one-shot, a barbarian goblin.
You did,
Oh, barbarian goblin.
Matt.
But he was a cockney, so it's a Matt.
Matt the Gablin Sam.
Cool.
That was a sidetrack.
That was a tangent.
There's a tangent. I will wake up and try and do my meditation. That's my first thing.
Okay. See how this goes.
Brace yourself. Here we go. First roll of the night. 16.
16. Very good. So your emotions are in check for the day.
Robot Lex reporting for duty.
We'll change that.
When I wake up, I am going to do the same thing twice. I'm going to use my bonus action, or my action, whatever it is, to vamp Tabitha out of where she is into the pocket dimension, and then I will then use my action to bring her from the pocket dimension into where I am.
So for anybody that's then paying attention to Karsus, they sort of just go still for a moment and focus, and there's the slightest buzz of arcane power, and then a second buzz as then this small bat-like creature flutters around and eventually settles down on Karsus's shoulder.
Morning.
Morning.
What do you see?
Oh, he wasn't. Sorry,
Oh.
he wasn't talking to me.
Sorry, Lex. I thought you were meditating.
Yeah, I just finished. Sorry. I'll leave you to it.
So in your head, Karsus, you would hear the "Thank you for finally returning me. Much was witnessed in your room. Much." And you see the flashes of those conversations, the two individuals from the Serpent's Cloak that came in and the discussion that was had there. And then Ashira popping her head through the window and just being like, "Thank goodness. Say hello to Karsus for me." And that almost being the last thing that Tabitha witnessed before disappearing once again.
Thank you. That is very useful. Well, turn towards Jewel and Lex. Good morning.
Are you addressing us?
I am saying it now, Lex. Yes. I am.
Good morning. How did we all sleep?
Morning, you
Well,
two.
yeah.
Not too. Good.
You still got some post-traumatic stress?
No.
Stop wafting your tail in front of your face. It's hard to concentrate.
Very distracted trying to get the cat to just sit the fuck down.
I love that. No, but now you are playing a tabaxi. Pebble is like method acting for you, and it's
full on
brilliant.
method acting for me. Yeah. No. Last night was shit. Need I say more?
Well, we made it out. That's the main thing, right?
We did. Thanks to you. Where?
Sorry.
Where?
Of course, since you were going to say something, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I sent Tabitha back to the room last night before we teleported, because I thought it would be interesting to see if anyone come through. And apparently Nadira and another member of the Serpent's Cloak came through, and they had their weapons out, and the other one looked at Nadira and said that this was your failure. So I assume that she was there to stop us, maybe. Did Tabitha noticed any difference in like cloaking from what we read about the Serpent's Cloak? Was there anything about these two individuals that symbolized one of them was higher than the other?
Make me a perception check for Tabitha, then, please.
Tabitha. Perception. It is not relied on hearing, so it does not have advantage. 4.
Tabitha was definitely focused in on that conversation more than anything, rather than what these individuals looked like. But you know from the flashes, and even the visuals are slightly different given the nature of a bat's eyes and how they actually perceive the world, given the fact that they are blind generally, and sort of that echolocation type ability to see. So you almost see in a true Daredevil style the outlines of different things, and you hear the conversation, you sort of see the sound waves moving in this visual, but no real differences.
Okay, cool. And then Ashira appeared at the window, kept herself hidden, and said it was good that we were gone, and then told Tabitha to say hello to me, which she did.
I'm also going to correct myself there, because I knew I'd fuck that up. The bats aren't blind. They have very sensitive vision, so you would have seen that in sort of vivid detail, but not enough to. I will allow it, as you've had that vision in your head, for you to give me a second perception check, but with Karsus rather than Tabitha.
It's gonna be sure 16. I'll take that.
16. There you go. So Tabitha definitely wasn't paying attention, but you focus back on that vision and just sort of think, this individual had less of a change in clothing. The colours were certainly different, whereas Nadira had worn a very dark green. This individual wore almost pitch black clothing, and there was a very, very, very malevolent looking short sword, or a dagger long enough to be considered a short sword, at their side. I will say with that perception check, and given what you have read about the ranks, you reckon this individual could potentially either be a viper, or even up to the rank of Shadowblade, given what you know of them.
And yes, and the individual that was with Nadira seemed to definitely be higher in their ranks than her. Maybe like a viper or a Shadowblade even. But so seems like we stirred some problems.
So
just to be expected, to be fair.
We have another bounty on our head, would you say?
I certainly
Not
do.
sure this is going to be a bounty as much as it's just going to be highly skilled assassins trying to get us.
Oh, that makes me feel better. Yeah, thank you for the pep talk.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So, as a group, we have 2 organizations trying to hunt us down, and you, Karsus, have a third trying to hunt you down. So
I have a whole country, yes.
I mean, Lex, if you would like us to find another one just solely for you, then at least we are all then equal.
If you're trying to make it that would balance it out joke, I get where you're going with that, but I don't want to increase my percentage of dying quite just yet today. Thank you very much.
Glad to see that your humor is still intact.
Yeah. Well, at least you know, making light of the deathly situation, I suppose.
The horrific situations that I have ended myself in, yes. And you. I've landed you in it as well.
Problem
Well-
shared is a problem
That's all right.
halved. Is that what they say?
Well, then what about sharing the problem of where we go from here?
We're just a hop, skip, and jump to the Crystalline Isles, right?
If it were only so easy, but, well... Can we... Do we go by land, or do we get a seafaring vessel?
Maybe we should
Can you
ask
bring the
Gary.
map up, Dave?
I certainly can do.
Thank you.
I can. Boop. That's not where we are at all. There we go. Ta-da!
Oh, there is that.
And we
There's
are
more
at
land
the,
than I
at
thought.
the outpost, right?
You're at
Yeah.
the Enoa outpost, and you're heading, or you're at least your current direction of travel, your desired direction, your desired location even, is the Azure Pillar on the Crystalline Isle.
Yeah. And we said we can cover how many of these in a day? How many
hexagons?
Hexagons, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Mask incoming.
It's around 135
Shit.
miles, I think.
Cool,
Shit.
I'll take us about
Each of them.
2 weeks.
They might have some
Yeah,
horses at the outpost.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we can try and find some horses here and then make our way to the isle. I think we definitely go by
Well-
land, and then once we get to the end, there must
Yeah.
be some form of transportation between the mainland and
Well-
the island.
Given it's a mage's haven, I doubt they use any form of normal transport. They probably just there might be a teleportation circle, maybe.
That is my concern. Would they not put them in useful locations, not in the middle of nowhere?
Well, maybe we can ask Gary. Maybe he'll know.
I think that is our best option at this point. Also, I'm guessing we need some food. Shall I see if they have any some fish or something? I am partial.
Yes, let's go talk to him and see what might be around.
Good.
Okay. I will say the three of you then sort of
Carry.
collect your belongings and step outside, where you can see that Garrus is on a, not quite a chair, but almost like a little stool, just leant back. Their head is down. They found this sort of straw hat from somewhere, and it's just pulled down, and they are just...
Do you want to wake him up? I don't.
I don't think. I don't like waking people up. He might be groggy.
What? Oh, great.
The urge to cast Thunder Wave right now.
I feel like a scene out of Pokemon. Team Rocket's blasting off again!
His consciousness 7 miles.
Cog, go wake him up. Be gentle.
Karg is just gonna fly over, and then those metallic claws are just gonna into the shoulder, and there's just the what the fuck? Oh, poo!
Good morning,
Second
you guys.
thoughts, bad idea. Morning.
Well, your friend is nothing if not efficient. Good morning. You
thought you were
realize
supposed to
I
be
was
on
on
watch.
shift all night, right? I'm the night watchman.
Oh, so what do you
Yes.
do during the day?
Sleep, probably.
Sleep.
Yeah, that
Relax.
makes sense. That's what I'd do. Yeah. Can you point us to somebody else who may be able to answer our questions, or can we bother you for a little bit longer?
What questions do you have?
If we wanted to get to the Crystalline Isles, what's the quickest way to get across land? From here?
Well, there's only one isle, just to be clear. Why the hell would you want to head in that direction anyway? That place is difficult to navigate. I mean, it's like west. Just head west.
Do you know? I'm assuming they teleport in or use magical means to enter. Do you know once we get to the coast, is there any way across?
I don't. I wonder if anybody around. Do you know what? You could go ask Aaron. They're like, I don't know why they're a kind of mechanic here, but they may have been there, learned something. They're the only person that seems to work with any form of magic around here. It's
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I'm just a humble guard around these parts.
Where can we find? Did you say Aaron?
Aaron.
Aaron.
That sounds like they're messing with something right now. You can hear the weird tones.
Yeah.
You can't miss
We'll follow
it.
the noise.
In fact, look, you can see it from here. Just that small hut just across the way, right in the edge of the lake. Lake. I suppose it's the same thing. Lake.
Body of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all manner of just contraptions and shit outside, but yeah, they may know someone. God, that was a wake-up call.
You can have your own house back now. Thank you. Get yourself to bed.
Thanks. Well, if you're gone before I wake, it was nice meeting the three of you, Lex, and Lex.
I forgot to give you those names. Thank you for your
Not your
hospitality.
names?
Yeah, 100%. That is my name.
Looking around now at the village, are there
No, I'm not.
many more people?
It's a small village. You probably see around about 10 people milling around. Yeah, there's not many people here. It is really, really tiny in terms of the outpost. It's a small collection of individuals, if anything. But the people you do see are a mix of races. There's a halfling. Obviously, Garrus is human. You see a dwarf, an elf, what looks like a half-orc, another human, and then from where Garrus is pointed to Orin's house, you can see a tiny little gnome wandering around.
Cool. Head towards where he
Yeah,
pointed
man.
at then. Yeah.
Good luck on your journeys. Stay safe.
Thank you again for your hospitality.
You know, our outpost is always a safe haven should you need it. I'm gonna go sleep.
That is good to know it is a safe outpost. You too. Maybe we did come to the right place.
We may. This may be our home away from home.
I think we can do worse considering what we have seen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's not get this one blown up,
Definitely.
hey?
Speaking of which, I am rather light on coin.
I have a fair
Hopefully there's
amount.
any-
I was just expecting the other two to just be completely stum there, just like,
Yeah. I don't think there'll be much money making opportunities on the outpost.
Yes, I did not think there would be. But
But I could always I could always give you a loan if you wanted. The interest rates are very compatible.
That is very kind. I think I have enough for the means of what we need to do at the moment. It is, however, it is more gold than I left home with, so that is a bonus.
True.
Lex the loan shark.
Can you imagine?
Oh, he definitely would do that. Like, that's definitely a thing he would.
Yeah.
Just coming in like Stewie, like, hey, pay me money, and just smashing his legs.
I'm sorry, your books are just not balanced.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd definitely be an accountant for the mob.
Very good. Okay, so are we wandering over to Orin's hut?
Orange, yes.
Okay. So you wander over, and as you get closer, there are just a lot of what look like half-finished creations made out of wood, metal, vines, and pulleys. There's a few gemstones here, but there is just it's almost like a scrapyard of shit. There is just stuff everywhere. And you can just sort of see this small gnome individual with this leather sort of overall on, very dirty. You can see even the sort of small wisps of whitish hair that they still have left is tinged with grey and black. There's these greasy smudges all over them, and you can just sort of, they're currently picking through a pile of scrap metal.
Good morning.
Fuck! What? Hello, good morning.
I like the old man noise.
How do you find yourself in this fine morning today?
I find myself missing a piece, if I'm totally fucking honest.
A piece of what?
Boy.
A piece of my latest contraptions. It's a metal about this long. I just need to bend it more than anything.
Right. Have you ever thought about having a more organized filing system for your stuff? You might be able to find it better. I could help you with that if you want.
What do you mean more organized? Is it my scrap? That's one contraption, two contraptions, three contraptions, and 4, 5, 6. There's at least 7 contraptions in that pile.
So you do have a numerical filing system. That's a good start. Yeah.
Well, it works. I can find my stuff.
Well, given that you just said you couldn't find your stuff.
No. I said I couldn't find one component in this
like
pile
shoulders
of scrap.
Legs.
Well, before we wanted to hear about numerical filing, we were trying to find out a little bit of information about getting towards the Crystalline Isle, and we were told that you are the person to talk to here.
Oh, looking for the wizards, are we?
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, we were wondering
well,
if you know the best way to get across the land and then onto the isle once we get to the water, the river, I suppose.
Well, the land's fairly easy to traverse. You can just use your feet. The river's not so much. It's fast flowing. So I suppose you can gather materials and build a raft if you've got that sort of means about you. But there's no boats, not unless you head back towards one of the cities and maybe get a rowboat. But
And there's just no way of there's no transport that they have to the isle then within that region.
Well, not that I know of. They tend to they do their magical stuff and just sort of go from here to here. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
We've actually just done something like that.
Have they ever come to the outpost themselves?
Oh, no. Not many folks travel this way. You're probably the first visitors we've had in, well, months.
Okay. And do you know what the terrain is between here and the Crystalline Isle, do you potentially have a contraption that we could traverse the land a bit quicker than our own feet?
You know what?
Well,
I might have just a little something that I need testing. Won't get you across the land, but I'm thinking more about the river.
That would be very helpful. I think the river would be our downfall.
I was hoping you'd have like some Mad Max type car that we could, or like at least a dune buggy. That'd be awesome. But
as someone who is currently playing the Mad Max game, I fully support this.
yes,
I don't think I've got enough scrap here to be building any sort of land vehicles, but who knows? Come back in the time. Now what I could really do with, you see, you've got these boats here on the lake. If I could shrink one of those down, you could stick it in your pocket and then katoof, and then row across the river.
is that possible?
I take it was not a good idea to venture towards the sea from the lake. Is that not wise?
Are you experienced seafaring folk?
No.
Definitely not. No.
Then probably not, no.
Good call.
So is this
Do you have
shrinky
means
boat
to
thing possible? Is
shrink it?
Yeah.
I could perhaps find... I need a gemstone.
You've got some just
Gemstones. You've got some gemstones.
No, you have some.
Do I?
Which one is the one you need?
Natural 20.
Oh, well, fuck me. That one I'll do.
Sorry, that
It was up my arse.
It's on the end of his butt plug.
Literally scratches.
Where were you holding that?
It was up my arse.
Oh, well done, Smile.
Whew. Well, that's a mighty fine emerald, if I do say so myself. This'll do. I don't suppose you'd be, fancying going and fetching one of the boats, would you? And I can test this and see if it works.
Are we
We
allowed
can
to
do
take one of the boats? I'm not going to get accused of being a thief or anything, right?
I don't care.
Well, I care.
We'll say you sent us, and then turn around and grab.
Jewel, you care less. You go get it.
Oh, thanks. Fine. Yeah, there are some boats about then that are...
There's various fishing boats sort of just dotted around the edge of the lake.
I'd start walking and then stop and then be like, how on earth are we going to get that up here?
I guess we drag it.
Well, this is going to be lovely. Oh, well,
Actually,
let's go.
if you can shrink it, why don't you come with us to the shore to shrink it to save us having to carry it back?
I've got a little... Oh, my voice went there. I've got a little problem with being wet and water. And, I'm not the best swimmer.
Well, you don't have to go in the water, just near it.
We'll meet
I am
halfway.
near it.
Yeah.
Okay, halfway I'll do. Halfway, I can do halfway, yes. Okay. That's a sensible decision.
Right, let's just
Jill and I.
let's go and get a boat.
Okay, so
grab
you
the
wade
small
out.
one.
Okay, you wade out and find one of the smaller fishing boats.
That can
and
hold
you
3
probably-
people.
Yeah, you,
Thank
you
you, Dave.
probably get
Thank
out
you.
to Jewel. It'd be just above your sort of knees, sort of your lower thighs, if you like. Carsis, I imagine it comes to sort of the top of your calves. And the two of you sort of grab this boat and begin to try and drag it. I need either one of you to make me a strength check assisted, or the two of you to make me strength checks, and we'll see what the average is.
I will assist. Joel will assist Carsis.
You sure? Okay.
What's your strength?
+1.
It's better than mine.
Great.
There's no Dargons here anymore.
Well, that is actually fantastic because I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Oh.
I rolled a natural 20
There
on the
we
advantage
go.
dice. So that is definitely needed. I'll take a picture of that.
Amazing. So as the two of you sort of grab the boat, Karsus has this moment where the muscles just fill with blood and the two of you begin to just very easily drag this boat ashore, sort of quickly pull the oars in and drag it across to where Orin just sort of stands there.
Well, that was quicker than I thought it was going to be. Well done.
It's not the first time I heard that. I'm surprised. You'd be surprised to hear.
You got a thing about being quick, have you?
Well, yeah, other people. Anyway, yeah. I drag a lot of
I
boats.
got you
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
Fantastic. Well, let's I forgot my tools. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go get. No, they're in my apron. Ignore me. I'll pull them. You sit and ruminate. Do what you need to. I'll figure this out. Don't you worry.
And Orin just plonks himself in front of this boat with this emerald and just boom, butts it against the front of this tiny boat, and then takes out a number of tools, and you can just see this small, or these wisps of smoke beginning to just off in the air.
While we're waiting then, can Jewel look around to see if there's anyone who is a fisherman or someone who has drying fish or something that we can go and get some food from?
Make me a perception check. In fact, we'll use your passive perception, which I believe is stupid.
20.
Almost as bad as your... Yeah, so you look around and you can see just outside of a hut this half-orc individual who has a number of different racks up there with sort of skins laid over or hides. There are various fish drying. Looks like some meat sort of laid out, curing, and different areas like that. Oh dear. Yeah, so you see this half-orc individual.
Cool. Great. I shall go get us some foods for the trip. I shall try and get some
Good luck.
good stuff if they have some, so it lasts. Don't know how long we are going to be out there.
All right.
Joel will head over to the half-orc then.
Okay. As you wander over to the half-orc, there's a moment where you just hear this.
Oh shit, duck! I think we're gonna need another boat.
Oh god damn it.
And the half-orc at this point is just going to turn around, look a bit bewildered, and then see you approaching. Hello.
Good morning. I was wondering if I can buy some food for our travels.
You certainly can. Are you travelling far?
I think we have quite the trek ahead of us. We are heading to the Crystalline Isle.
Definitely a trek then. I'm glad you... Well, had you been heading into the swamp, I'd have given you some tips at least. But yes, the Crystalline Isle, not my terrain. so to speak.
Do many people go into the swamp? Is that a thing from here?
I go in quite a bit. It's my role.
Ah. Yes, from the look of it, I believe we are heading in the other direction. But we currently are trying to find a suitable way of being able to make it there. To the isle, I mean.
Well, it's fairly easy in terms of travel. It's pretty much straight southwest. And either follow the coastline or do what you need to. But
Thank
you'll
you.
eventually hit the edge of the continent and have to cross either the sea or the river.
Lovely. Do you have any smoked or cured meats that we would be able
Plenty,
to take?
actually.
Just 3 of us. If that is
3. And how many days do you think you'll need? Let's say a week.
Let's do a week.
Oh shit. Looks like I'm gonna have to go on another scouting mission. Yes, fine. But I'm not gonna turn down trade. Yes. And they just literally empty a rack and just like there, take it. Sort of wrap it all up in this almost like muslin, linen type cloth. And pack it together and sort of hand it to you. I don't know, the silver.
Very good. Thank you. Here is a silver.
Thank you. Right. I suppose I best pack up and get ready to go on another hunt. Are you in a rush?
Why do you ask?
Well, you look, your allies at least look like you can handle yourselves if you're interested. You could help replenish the stock, venture into the swamps.
I will go and speak to them. We have our plans, but quite frankly, our need for urgency has left us now that we have arrived here. I will be back in a moment. I will have to find out whether our mode of transport has been delayed.
Yes. Looks promising. The name's Torrin, by the way. So,
Torrin, it
if
is
you're
a pleasure.
walking around, just ask for Torrin.
My name is
Pleasure's
Lex.
mine. Sure. Nice to meet you, Lex.
This fucking joke will never die. Never die.
As Jewel, as you then turn around and head towards the back, you can hear Orange shouting,
Oh, no, we're still good with this boat. Don't worry, I just need to fix... I had me gemstone oriented in the wrong direction.
and again, wisps of smoke just...
I meant to have it.
Been successful,
cool.
Jewel?
Yes, here, and sort of portion it out to the 3 of you. I do not think I'm going to be able to carry all of this. But this should be alright for a week. That our folk was wondering if we were able to help them at the go into the swamps. It's the other direction, so they were asking if we were in a rush. Anyway, I thought I would ask you. I do not know how long this boat is going to take, and well, I suppose.
I suppose it depends on how long this takes.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
That's true.
going to take.
Tarsis says this, there is just this gnome just shoots backwards about 25 feet.
Like a fucking
You just hear
pinball.
this-
Oh, fuck.
the front of the boat is now just smouldering with sort of this green arcane fire as such.
Get some water now, quickly.
I'll
Splashing it from the water.
I'll blow on it, cast precipitation to put the fire out.
The gnome just comes sort of running back.
Are
Owen,
you sure that this is something that you can do?
Trial and error. You can't get everything right the first time.
How long do you think it'll take?
Well, how long's a piece of string? Have you done it before? Can you cast a spell?
I think we have
Well, I
time for a
can, but
side quest.
not for a prolonged period of time.
I don't need it for a prolonged period of time. I just need to sort of settle into the stone and then sort of calm the contraption around it so that you can just then activate. Big, then small. Big, then small. Maybe I should try it on myself.
So if I was to turn the boat small, you could do the rest?
I lock the spell into the gemstone and then there we go.
Alright. Well, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh,
You
side
sure?
quest cancelled.
Yes, well, I keep this spell prepared for certain occasions, but I guess we use it here.
You need extra help, do you?
Are
I
you telling me
don't.
you have a large reduce
For your
prepared
penis.
for sexual reasons? Alright.
Of course.
Was I ever going to use it in combat? No, it was literally there just for fun. Because
It's like that
classes
scene
would
out of Grown Ups 2 where he
100%
pulls the cord on the fanny pack and just boats.
Classes would 100% have the spell enlarge reduce with them. Yeah, so with that in mind,
Oh, wow.
His cock becomes massive. Oh, sorry.
I will
There.
place the.
Their cock.
Can I see the? Is there material components of the spell? I don't know. I didn't even look at that. Part of that. Great. I will sort of. Well, I suppose we're grabbing a different boat than this one because this one's just fucked. And in doing that,
It has some personality.
I will sort of sink. I'll start putting some powdered iron across the blade of Tear of Sorrow, and I will then start to move my sword towards the boat, and almost in a stabbing motion. But as I'm doing that, it feels like as I'm stabbing into it, the whole object starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Almost like I'm just
and at that
pressing
point-
it into that size.
So you're moving towards a different boat this time. This orange just sort of running, wait, and as you then touch, in the split second, places the emerald against the boat. As you then touch the boat with your sword, I need a spellcasting ability check, please.
Sure. Spellcasting ability check 19.
Yep, 19. By law of averages, then, I think we've just succeeded because Orin's a fucking muppet. So Orin runs up and is just there like, "Ah!" And then there is this. The both of you get knocked back about 5 feet, and as the dust then settles, there is a tiny little boat, small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. It worked! We did it! Hooray!
It weighs 200 kilos.
All the weight of a boat condensed into like
Yeah.
a centimeter. Yeah. Well, is that just going to stay like that now? How do we then bring it back?
No. Oh, sorry.
Takes one finger and sort of flourishes it around and just closes their eyes and speaks a word in gnomish, and boat extends out.
That's impressive. And if you do that again, it just reduces?
Same word in gnomish.
That's actually pretty cool. That's fascinating.
Well, they don't always work, but then when they do, it's marvelous.
Can you do that on any objects or just boats?
Why, are you in the need? I thought you said you had this prepared.
There's just certain occasions I can think of where when objects become bigger with the touch of a finger, it could be something good. That's all.
If you be needed, I'm open for business.
I will visit you again.
I'm sure you will.
So how do we make it? What's the word you said? When I press it, what do I need to do? Or have you
I
got
am
a
going
cover
to
card?
ask
Do you
one
know
of you.
what's going on?
I don't want to be responsible for this, so I want somebody to come up with the word in Gnomish that is going to be. I'm going to put all the power in the player's hands here.
What's Gnomish sound like? Google.
So doing that right now.
So just have some I was going to say helicopter music then, but
I mean, the word could
music
just be
while-
Google. We could just go with Google. we have the Google boat. Dick pic. Dick pic is pretty good.
Yes, right. Now done.
I think we go with JK's. Dick pic is the one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
It sounds like a winner to me. Does that mean it's big dick to expand, or is it just always dig big?
Dick pic. There's always dick pic.
Dig big, dig big.
Okay.
I'm sure that's never going to go wrong at any stream whatsoever.
There we go. There we go. Very good. Well, that is cemented in there now. So, JK, thank you so much for the suggestion. I think the decision has been made. Dig big is the word.
Aren't you glad, Matt, that this is now law in your world?
Yes. Yes. 100%.
The Gnomish word for get big is
Dig big.
Dick pic.
Hey!
We are children. We are children.
Matt passionately creates a world, a land, languages, and we slowly pick them apart week by week.
Well, I've not created all the languages.
Sounds
so
like being.
that's it.
Sounds
I'll
like
let
being
you-
a dungeon master to me.
Yeah. I'll let you run
literally
riot
what it
on
is.
those languages. You guys crack on. So, yeah, you hear the word digbic as sort of Orin explains it.
Works for me. Do you want me to put the boat in my bag?
Yes,
I think so, Lex. I think
yes,
so.
please.
Yeah,
It
quite
would
good.
be good if you were looking after it.
Do you want me to put all the fish in there too?
Oh, if you have the room for it all,
The
please.
bag of holding. I've got all the room in the world.
I got a variety of fish and meat as well, so we can hopefully have a fairly varied. I assume therefore we are keen to head away and not help with the swamps.
Yeah. The way our luck is going, I don't want to die in a swamp today.
That is a well-balanced argument. Then, unless there is anything else, I suppose we need to be heading on our way.
Indeed.
Are you not paying me?
I was rather hoping
Oh,
you would
sorry.
not realise
Sorry.
that.
I'm only pulling your leg. I'm pulling your legs. Don't you worry. I'm just happy that something went right. Hopefully this will be my luck for today and I can get this one finished.
Well,
Do please
here
wait
go.
until we are at least 50 feet away until you try.
Oh, don't worry. This is for
Okay.
water. No fire involved. No smoke. No nothing. It's for hopefully watering crops and sort of spreading that water around without anybody having to wander.
What I'll do as payment, I'll give him a disproportionately large fish compared to him. Off the rack.
Well, thank you. I'll be eating that for a week.
I'm going to touch it and say, dig big. No, it doesn't work on everything. That's all right.
I
I
like
just
your
wanted to try.
thinking, but no. And don't you be shrinking my fish down. That's my food for well, a week now.
Well, if you can make it bigger and it could last you longer, right?
I like how this one thinks. This one's got... Oh, sorry, what was your name again?
I'm Lex.
Lex. And you were...
Lex.
Looking at
Lex.
Oh, sorry.
Lex, and
Would you believe it, Lex?
What are the
that
odds?
makes sense.
Mary?
Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Lex, and
They're
Lex.
spelled different.
I might call
but,
you.
know, the three Lexes.
I might call you Trillex.
Whatever
Wow, that sounds
floats
like
your
a
tiny boat.
cool band I might have listened to in my youth.
Can we name ourselves Skrillex as a
Right, is our group now Trillex?
16-year-old self says yes.
I'm not coming up with a group name. I am not coming up with a group name. That is all
I
on
feel
you
like you're
guys.
trying to heavily influence it, Matthew.
The three
Of course I am.
Lexiteers.
I'm trying to urge you to fucking move on with the group name.
No.
Yes.
I mean, Dave,
No.
that's pretty good.
No.
That's pretty good.
Oh, good lord.
Well,
Lex Trillex.
Trillex, I wish you well in your journeys, and if you be needing any more tinkering, you know where old Orin is. Always in the Enoa outpost. Until I can figure out how to get home, that is.
And where is home?
That's a very good question. I don't know. It's been many years.
That does not surprise me.
I'm sure you'll
Well,
find a way.
hopefully you find yourself. And
I suppose this is home now, anyway. It's all good. Don't you be worrying. Don't you be worrying. Old Orin here will be tinkering till he dies. Which may be next week if I keep blowing up boats.
Fucking hell. Right, can I just say, he has overtook Fresh Fish now. He's my new favourite.
He's pretty good.
My new favourite. He's almost like a character off of Mrs. Brown's Boys, if you've ever seen that show.
Yeah.
That's a very UK.
I am
centered
glad to
joke,
provide you
but
the
I get it.
Yeah.
entertainment, Daniel.
Just say, I'll be tinkering till I die. Okay.
Which might be next week. Who knows?
I hope he doesn't.
Anyway, let's get moving. Can we actually have food? Because we haven't had food yet.
Of course, you can have some food, so you partake in some of the food and stuff.
I take it
Eat a
also
bit.
there are no horses about, being this a small village.
I mean, you've not looked, to be honest, but
Now we know the big dick thing. Can we just make Tabitha massive and we
It was
fly
Dig
on her?
Big.
or
Dig
car?
Big. Dig Big. Not Big
what did I
Dick.
say?
That's something totally different.
Oh,
Curses.
sorry. What is it? Big dig.
No.
Dig
Dig Big. Dig Big.
Dig.
One word.
Dig.
Dig Big.
Dig big. Right. Yeah. Can we say that and make like Cog or Tabitha big enough to ride? Or is that possible?
Could you look around for some horses?
This is not how magic works. This is just how the magic on the boat works. Because I've cast it with your friend here. Well, they cast it, and then I imbued it with the right stuff. And now it's that. It's an activation code of sorts. You know how it works.
Yeah. But can you?
It's not one
okay.
word for everything. It doesn't work like that.
Like Alakazam. Okay. Right. Makes sense.
I like a what?
It's just a magic
I mean,
word from where
Lex,
I'm from.
I can cast it, but I
Abracadabra!
need to concentrate on it. And I can cast it, but it only lasts for a minute.
No, okay, that would not work. Have you tried Revelio to see if we can find some horses? Revelio!
wrong game. Wrong game.
Yeah, can we see if there's any horses about?
Make me a perception check, please.
Cool. When my cat gets out the way. There we go.
-1.
Wow, that's... What's that? It's a thing. That's a 22.
22. Lex? Central Lex, that is. Oh,
Alright, I was distracted by my cat trying to fucking abseil the Alex. What was the question? Fucking silly bastard.
I've just got this image in my brain of your cat just strapping on a parachute and I know that's not an abseil, but that was the image that popped into my head.
He literally rolled an acrobatics check. He got halfway up and then realised it was only a 7 and he fell back off.
It's like Puss in Boots, just when it's fat, crawling up and then...
So, what was it? Perception?
Perception check, please, yeah. Fucking hell.
2. I rolled a 1.
2. Amazing. There we go. So, Karsis and Lex, far too distracted by Orin and their eccentricities to really look properly around. Jewel, as you scan around this outpost, no horses.
On foot, then it is friends. I do not think there are any other modes of transport, and I think it unwise for us to attempt anything else. Are we going to go via the coast?
Sorry. I suppose
Do you think it's safe to go, like, follow the coast so we don't get lost, or do you think the coast would be dangerous?
I have no idea out here.
I think we can follow with the coast in sight, but maybe not by the coast, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it'll be a ways off, but as long as we can see the river and then
It might just
eventually
be
the sea.
the fact that it's called the Sea of Lost Souls. I just don't fancy being too close to it.
You don't name something like that unless, you know.
No.
An idea. Perhaps we head slightly north, reach the river, and then just let it take the boat. It is
That
quicker.
is not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, if we lead
Northwest.
slightly northwest.
I have one question. Can anybody work a boat? I've only been on ships that fly.
I'm sure we can find a way.
Point of fact, Matt, were there any oars in the boat?
Yes. I
Thank
did
fuck.
say,
They-
as it,
They were
as you're pulling it, you pulled the oars in. Right.
You know,
Just have them in our
Just
backpack
would
sticking
have
out.
been
Just
fucking
propellers.
day. Just sticking Cog and Tabitha out the back. Flap. God damn it. Flap.
Yes. Perhaps that is a better option. No, I have not really used boats before, but I'm sure we can get the hang of it.
Yeah, sure we can. On the move.
Okay. So you all begin to head off then, and Torren, the half-orc, sort of looks to you and says, I appreciate you, well, I appreciate you at least asking, but, yes. Good luck on your travels. If you do happen to head north and need any help through the swamp, then, more than happy to help.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry we cannot help for now.
No. It's, do not worry. It's not the nicest place to venture through. It needs people who are equipped for it and, well, ready to, take on anything, I guess.
Just out of interest, why do you go in on a regular basis if it is dangerous? You get...
Someone has to. It's good hunting in there.
Ah. No, that makes sense.
I'm also the only one with the necessary expertise to go anywhere that requires any sort of tracking or those sorts of skills.
I take it anything west is less dangerous?
It's mainly grasslands. There's a few sort of minor woodlands and copses, but you should see, hopefully, what's coming. But yes.
Thank you. I hope to meet you again.
Hopefully so. Good luck on the Isle, however you're getting there. Word of warning. The Isle is weird, from what I hear. Very weird. Strange things happen there.
No.
We are quite used to the strange already, but thank you for the heads up.
Having dealt with the gnome, I'm not surprised.
Quite. Shall we? We start heading out of the outpost in a
Excellent.
northwesterly direction. I suppose almost directly west. Somewhere
Yeah.
between the two.
So you're heading directly west, yeah?
Yeah. Full effects.
West northwest.
Yeah.
West northwest. Okay, right. So you're not keeping to the edge of the swamps. Then you're pretty much trying to avoid that and head towards the river.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good then. So I'm going to say, for the sake of ease, you can travel 1 hex per day.
Okay.
For this first day's journey. Somebody roll me a d20, please.
Alright, I will.
Go on, Dave.
Oh, in fact, sorry, roll me a d100 first. I fucked it up.
Good morning, Vicar. One of them.
Let's go, dragon.
007? What's that? 7.
That's 7.
Sweet.
The name's Shadows. Shadows. 7. Now roll me a d20.
Okay, chokables. 16.
Excellent.
16 dragons.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Blaze of glory.
You
that
set
was.
out on your journey, and the terrain is fairly easy going. You stick to what is primarily grasslands with a few shrubs here and there. There's some rocks, but there is no sign of any roads whatsoever. There's no sign of any civilization whatsoever. Eventually, you stop for a spot of lunch, a break, and just sort of relax for about an hour or so. And then you begin to wander off and carry on your journey. As your final roll for this, roll me a d4, please.
4.
4. Excellent. You wander for a little while, and eventually you come across this small pool of water. Just like a tiny pond of sorts. Surrounded by these small, not very tall reeds. A few lily pads here and there. There's one sort of rather large toad sat on a lily pad. And you wander almost directly past it. And as the three of you step past it, the surface of the water just ripples.
Which I notice, I presume.
With your passive perception, absolutely.
Is that as odd? I stop and feel whether I can feel anything, rumbling in the ground or anything.
So you're putting your hand on the ground?
Yeah.
Make me a perception check, please.
What is that? 13.
13. There's no rumbling in the ground at all. No, not that you can sense.
Does it happen again? Was that one
It's almost like-
ripple, or is it just a constant ripple in it?
No, it's almost like the water is constantly rippling.
Have either of you ever seen anything like this?
Like what?
This little pool of water. It is like it's like it is picking up vibrations, but there is nothing.
Maybe there's something underneath the water.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe it is something we don't want to mess with.
Yeah, maybe.
How big is this pool of water, Matt?
Probably around 10 feet in diameter. It's widest. It's not big at all.
Okay. Well,
If anything, it's probably like a large puddle.
okay. Well, I could try and do something from a distance, see if it disturbs it or not.
Sure. I could use the entertainment.
Is it wise to disturb it? I mean, it could just be a. Do we want to provoke if anything, if it is in there?
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. And I'll cast prestidigitation on it. I'll use the effect to warm warm the puddle, basically. So I'll basically like boil the water. It's like,
Okay.
not boil.
As the
It says warm. So
You warm it, yeah, okay. As you cast this out to warm the water, and you can see like the faintest bit of steam rising, those ripples begin to get agitated more and more and more until eventually a form shoots out just and
Fucking
coils
magic.
around. And it forms almost like this serpent-like structure, formed of pure water, or formed of the water as it coils round, and these two watery eyes, this beaked sort of mouth, and these two watery-like whiskers that emanate from the bottom of the jaw, if you like, just flow around them.
there's definitely something.
Yeah.
No
So
shit.
I warned you this would happen.
It is going to snap towards you with this sort of watery beak. I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ah, fuck it though.
Fucking marvelous. In fact, let's use Jules dice. Yay!
Oh.
Oh. 6.
Okay.
I might use my inspiration.
Sorry,
I've
sorry,
fucking
ignore me.
unframed this.
Charisma saving throw.
Never
That's my
mind.
bad.
I'm good at charisma.
Seven.
Apparently I can't remember my fucking skill checks. 7?
21.
21?
18. 18.
18. Jewel, you are instantly frightened of this creature as it intimidates you with that sort of snapping motion, that glare, and you just do not like whatever the fuck this thing is.
Cool. I mean,
The other two, not
Jules,
bothered.
Jules starts backing away. What is this thing?
Oh man, I told you not to do this.
Sorry, we're not trying to do anything. We're just passing by.
Guys,
Yeah.
stop,
Saw that there were
stop talking
ripples.
with it and get away.
We just wanted to warm the water to make some tea.
And again, it's just gonna as his water just splashes everywhere.
Just start walking backwards. I'm quite close to it. I'm like 10 feet away from it because of the range of prestidigitation. Yeah, I just start walking carefully back.
And the rest of the party?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm leading the group on getting away from it.
Okay. As you begin to retreat then, its eyes never, and its sort of head always focuses in the direction you go, and eventually, as you wander a certain distance away, probably around 20, 25, 30 feet away, this creature made of water just splashes into the pool.
Okay.
Can we maybe not do that again?
I will certainly try, yes.
Let us hope that was the worst of it.
Indeed.
Yes, let us carry on. Hopefully it is in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Keep moving.
You continue on your journey then for the rest of the day. And as the sun sort of has reached the noon point, reached its highest point, and begins to sort of fade back down towards the horizon, it is a nice day, a warm day, not quite to the oppressive heat of the deserts that you've been in, slightly cooler now. Subtle white clouds sort of dance across the sky, and you can see this gentle breeze just ripple through the grassy plains. But generally, I'm glad it wasn't me that fucked the mic up tonight. Generally, the rest of the afternoon goes by with little interaction. You see birds occasionally sort of fly around. You see the odd sort of small creature scurrying through the grass and the various insects that are around you. But eventually, the sun begins to dip and darkness begins to fall. And it is time for you to make camp.
Make camp. I don't mind taking first watch.
Do you want to get a fire going, or are we happy without?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can warm the fish up.
It would be nice, and I suppose it will get cold out on the plains. Can Joe look around for anything that we can burn? Any loose bits of wood?
I will say, with your passive perception again, you sort of look around, and there are these sort of small shrubs, fairly dry anyway, and some fairly dry grasses as well, which you sort of pull together and clump together to start making a fire. And go from there. You make a small fire, enough to warm you for the evening, enough to cook your food on. In terms of a campsite then, what camping equipment do we have? I think it's just bedrolls, effectively, isn't it?
Actually, just bedrolls. Yep.
Ain't got a tent.
No tent.
No tents.
So yeah, it's just that.
Yep.
Okay, so the three of you roll your sort of bedrolls out, and sort of the two that are going to sleep lay down next to the fire after a somewhat satisfying meal, sort of drinking from your water skins as well. And yes, I think that's probably the perfect moment for us to take a short break. So we're going to kick off again our break with with our friends from Homie and the Dude talking about Sky Zephyrs once again, and we will then be back in a few minutes. So stick around, folks, and we will see what happens in part 2 of episode 20. Hello.
Hello there.
We are back. So everybody caught the Homie and the Dude advert there and has already signed up, ready for the Kickstarter to go. If anybody needs that link again, it is maltandmagic.co.uk/HATDKS. So yes. But back to our show, and welcome to everybody that has joined us during the break. Our party has encountered a few interesting NPCs in the Enoa outpost before heading west from Lake Enoa, heading towards the Aethenir River, to then hopefully head across to the Crystalline Isle. They've currently travelled for a day and are now resting and camped. And I believe Karsis was taking the first watch. So Karsis, roll me a... roll me a d20, please.
7.
7. As I quickly just tidy up my notes there. And roll me a perception check, please.
12.
12. You sit and watch for a number of hours. Is there anything you're doing during this time at all?
The only thing I'd be doing is looking east.
Looking east?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And try to go through the trying to go through the like stories in my head that I know about East and what might have the historical significance of whatever might be east of us, which is a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Is there anything specific you're trying to recall?
I guess anything related to devils, demonic appearances, devil appearances, stuff like that.
Maybe a history check, please. We'll come to the other checks in a second.
History 10.
10. So you focus east, and you've heard a lot of things about the east. There's been various stories that have filtered through, and things that are almost seem like myth and legend now, even though they're not that old. But you know, and you've heard the story time and time again of a kingdom, an area that was gone. For all wants and purposes, an area that could not be accessed. Folks used to walk into the mists and never be seen again. And then 30 years ago there was an event which had ramifications across the entire continent and across the entire world as the Kingdom of Nyland was restored. As to how it was restored, few know, or at least that information is certainly not widely known. As for devils, it is said that there was some sort of evil presence that was driven out of that kingdom to the east that allowed it to then return. But you don't recall any immediate sense of or remembrance of devils. And it's at this moment where these small little lights start to collect your attention, pique your interest, as they sort of dart around you.
Jewel stirs in the sleep.
Yep.
Jewel
Dreaming.
sort of meow in her sleep, yeah. These 4 little creatures sort of all flutter very close to your face, and you can then hear it, the very subtle laughter, the high-pitched, almost chime-like laughter as well. Make me a nature check.
$18.
18. You recognise these tiny little creatures that almost look like butterflies or moths to the untrained eye, but you've spent time looking at various different creatures, and you know when you're on watch you have to be alert. And you recognise these 4 little creatures as tiny little pixies that sort of settle on you and begin pulling at your dreadlocks and just giggling at you, and one of them sort of starts sticking a finger up your nose and these sorts of bits.
I will set Tabitha on them.
So as the bat comes out, you can just hear this sort of... and these 4 pixies just disappear off. And the night is still.
I'll let her out to hunt.
Okay. Ooh. Roll me a dexterity check for Tabitha, please.
Ooh, that's gonna be bad. Dexterity check 5.
5. Stats. All the stats. Yeah, okay, there's a moment where you, even in the darkness, you've got that attunement to Tabitha, you know where she is, and there's a moment where she sort of flies up and then darts down towards something. And then this final pixie, the last one, the slowest one, sort of just about darts out the way, but the wing is bent slightly awkwardly and just sort of flies off. And there's a moment where even in the darkness you can just see this pixie turn around and go, and flies off like a petulant child.
Oh, that's all fun. Yeah. Call Tabitha back and then just spend the rest of the watch. Yeah, just continuing to try to recall the stuff that I already know. Maybe there's something I'm missing.
You do certainly feel like there's something that you're not getting, at least. Some bit of information somewhere that just eludes you. And you ponder on that for the rest of your watch. And the watch goes on. And you choose to wake up.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that, so...
No.
Well, I know he needs his beauty sleep, so I'll wake up Jewel first.
Is it my watch?
It is, yes, I'm afraid. All good. Apart from a couple of pixies, but they shouldn't be a problem. Tabitha will be up. She doesn't really need to sleep, so
Okay.
they'll have company.
I shall keep watch. Get some rest.
Will do.
Okay.
Could I say
is
that
there anything you're
Tabitha-
doing on your watch? Yeah, go on.
Could I say that Tabitha takes the help action to Jewel?
If you wish.
I'll basically just tell it to help whoever's on watch.
Very good. Yes, so Jules, is there
Alex.
anything you wish to do during your watch?
No, it would be trying to keep an eye out for stuff that's going. Yeah, trying to be diligent there. However, would also be getting used to the feel of the new dagger, the dust dagger.
Okay. as you take out the dusk dagger, then, it's almost like in the darkness, with only the light of the moon above you, it's almost like this blade becomes shadow. The blade itself is a thing of darkness. And it unnerves you almost for a moment, but before you sort of realise the potential of such a weapon. Given what you've been up to, given what you've been doing, although your journey started out as one of not pacifism, but a lack to cause any serious harm, the last week or so, your journey with your new allies has certainly changed your perspective on things.
Jill definitely does start thinking about the fact that maybe it's just the fact that she was naive before and she's seeing the true world, the wider world, and therefore it is just a cruel and nasty place. And therefore, yeah, people get in her way, they're going to get out of her way or die. So maybe it's not what's happened. Well, it is what's happened to her, but it's a conscious. She tries to feel that it's a conscious decision. That this is why maybe, blades like this were made and need to be used.
Roll me a D100, please.
28.
28. I feel like I need to sneeze. It's not coming, so you'll have to forgive me there if I just sort of... Your watch continues with little else happening. One portion during your watch, you look down at your own form, just almost instinctively. Your own body, your own being. And with the stars shining above you, you're almost drawn back into that memory of wherever you were. That feeling of that tether, that cord. And you appreciate how much you truly blend into the darkness. And it's almost like your form itself, for an instant, a moment that passes so quickly, it's almost like you yourself are pure shadow. And your watch ends.
I'll go and wake up the real Lex.
The OG. With the real Lex Ordo, please stand up.
Lex, it is time for your watch.
Okay, anything to report?
Thankfully, nothing. There were some pixies before with Cassis, but I did not see anything. All quiet.
That man will have sex with anything.
Do not.
You gotta take your watch seriously.
He mentioned not having sex, but okay.
They. Oh, well, that's a pretty safe assumption. You go to sleep. I'll continue. And Lex will take his watch very literal and very seriously. So him and Cog will be like back to back, and then we'll just scan the area like we're a radar. Just like.
So there's Cog's central eye, the one and only eye that it has, or at least what you refer to as an eye, just sort of shines with the light. It does create this sort of short torchlight out to about maybe 3 feet that Cog just uses to scan the area, and you look out and you can feel Tabitha just sort of fluttering around you, and occasionally there's a squeak from Tabitha as she dives after something, even though you know she's not a carnivorous being, the fruit bat nature, but she still likes to play, so to speak. I imagine, much like her owner or her keeper, roll me a percentile dice, please. A D100.
Seven.
Again,
Roll me
nice.
D-
Again.
Roll me
Double
D20.
7 again. Nine.
9. There's a moment where you sit there in the silence. You, Cog, and Tabitha just sort of settles down. And that's when you hear it. This distant but echoing roar of sorts.
Oh no.
Echoes throughout the night. Throughout this expanse where, as far as you're aware, there is nothing else humanoid in the area. You are the only people around, but this roar just echoes through the night. And it reminds you that in this place, having been sheltered by city walls and others, there may be dangers out here that are beyond comprehension and beyond that which you've experienced so far. But that is all you hear. And eventually you sit and you watch the sun rise over the horizon to the east. And that gentle warmth just begin to hit you as those first rays of sunlight strike on your skin, and the scales that you do have almost glint in that sunlight. And a new day begins. You wake your allies. You partake of food. Is there anything anybody wishes to discuss before we get on the road again?
I don't think so.
I heard during the night I heard a distant, what sounded like a roar. Obviously nothing to report because I didn't wake you guys, but it just made me a bit weary about what could be out here. So we just need to stay on high alert. Is what I think.
Are we wise?
Let us hope there are
Yeah.
no more puddles.
Well, if there is, don't try and boil them. That's for sure.
Truer words never said.
Before we leave, I just need to do my meditation, if you don't mind. I'm just going to do it twice in one session.
Go.
19. We're alright. We're okay.
With the events of the previous day being rather more relaxed than you've been used to, you find it almost subtly easy to center yourself and ground yourself. Almost in your mind, just hearing that rhythmic click of gears and cogs turning. And we break camp and we set off again.
I'll say that
There's a
during
light.
the
Go.
process of getting ready, I will cast Mage Armor on myself and Lex.
Very good.
I think it's
So 13 plus Dex.
given that what we might come across today, I also think it's probably pertinent to help you guys out as well. And I'll cast aid on the group.
Nice.
Extra 5 hit points, everybody.
Very good.
Unless you want to cast it at 3rd level. Okay.
Oh, can I?
I think you can upcast. You can definitely upcast it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do
Because you're
third
getting
level.
it
Fuck that.
through.
Right shout. Good shout. 10 hit points.
Oh my god.
Oh, really? Damn.
Cool. Oh, 42 hit points. Have some of that.
There we go.
The sorcerer
37,
and
42,
the
and
wizard have the
40.
highest HP.
Yep. Very good. So you continue on. There is a light drizzle that begins in the morning that sort of dampens you a bit and doesn't make the going tough, but certainly makes it less enjoyable.
Gets going.
And you continue on, sort of trudging along, continuing directly west for a number of miles. Somebody else roll me a D100, please.
Go on, Danny.
Or Carsis, please.
38.
38. Continue on your journey, and other than the drizzle, which passes after a number of hours, little else happens. The edge of the swamp, if you like, the forest area that seemed to signify the swamp, becomes more and more distant as you almost pass it, and you can see now out to the north there is just plains and grasslands, and out to the south again, plains and grasslands. You think maybe out there somewhere is the sea. You can just see almost like these subtly rolling hills of the countryside. And you continue on. And again, the sun dips down in front of you and eventually sets beyond the horizon. And we make camp again. Same setup, but who's taking first watch, please?
Don't mind taking it.
Yeah, I think the order worked well last time. I'm happy to do that again.
Yes, I can do that again.
It's always nice to cast aid and you don't need it though. It's always a bonus.
Don't mind doing it again
But
tomorrow.
you get a
That'd be
long
great.
rest.
Doing it again.
Doing it again tomorrow.
It's I can tell you from experience, Danny, it is much better to cast aid and don't need it than think we're not going to need it.
Yes.
I'll
make
say,
it a breakfast ritual.
as the sun sets this time, you think you can just about hear the very subtle, not roar, but movement of water. Maybe only a few miles from the river.
Yeah, let us hope that that boat will help us out when we get to the river. We have
Still
come
need to get
a long way. Let us hope so.
Right.
Very good. So, Carsis, anything you wish to do on this watch?
Just looking east.
Roll me a D100 then, please.
D100.
Something's going to happen. Eventually.
28. Oh, that's a nice number.
28. You sit and you watch Tabitha just sort of, her sort of squeaks and cries as she flutters around and enjoys the darkness, enjoys the night sky as you sit there again with this small fire, sort of occasionally munching on some sort of rations, some leftover dinner if you like. Very little happens on your watch. It is a cloudier night tonight, the moon shining less brightly than previous, fewer stars are visible in the night sky. Slightly cooler. You can almost feel that temperature dropping even further as you head further and further away from the deserts of Gildorn and towards the west, where you will remember there is a significant elvish presence beyond the Crystalline Isle and sort of in central Enoa. But the night is still and silent, besides the sound of crickets. and you wake Jewel. Jewel, anything you wish to do on your watch?
No. Just keep a lookout.
Roll me a D100, please.
Oh, that's really confusing.
What is it?
Because I was watching a video about this, but it's a 10 and a 0.
That's 10.
10.
Not 20 then.
No. Roll me a D20, please.
Oh. Here we are. There we go.
9.
9.
9. You sit in the silence of the night with these clouds sort of masking the majority of the stars and the moonlight. And that's when you then hear it. Sort of the sounds of twigs snapping. Soft footsteps. And then this subtle, almost like laughter sound, but more yipping.
Is it getting closer? Obviously closer to us?
Check. Maybe a direct. In fact, maybe a nature check on that one, because that's more of a tracking type activity. Sorry, survival check, not nature.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't get me skill checks right
Can
now.
I say that Tabitha is...
Tabitha will definitely be assisting if you wish.
Good shout.
Cool. That is therefore 14.
14. With Tabitha's assistance, you definitely detect that these footsteps are getting closer. This movement seems to be approaching your campsite.
Okay, I'm going to get to Carthus and we'll actually put my hand over his mouth and then you just to try and wake him up. Carthus, something is coming. Quiet. And as soon as I see that he's awake, I go and do the same with Lex.
Hey.
They.
Lex,
Something is coming. I'm usually quite into this.
I was waiting for that. The minute you said you put your hand over their mouth.
It has to be.
You already had a ball gag in, didn't I?
Morning wood. Good. So, Jewel, you wait left.
As soon as that happens, I'm going to assume 8 hours have passed, so I'm going to cast the Mage Armor again on the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And aid.
Very good. Just a minute, there's just this two spells very quickly cast.
And I'm
this
actually going...
Jewel will prime
Yeah.
with the dusk dagger.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do the thing I was thinking.
Subtle smoky effect comes off the blade. Carthus prepares themselves, sits for a moment, thinks, no, I'm not going to do that. Lex, you and Cog sort of center yourselves. You all now hear these very, very quiet yips that almost sound like giggles or laughter.
Jewel will put
Amongst
her hood
the
up.
amongst the small copse of trees that now surround you. By the light of the campfire, you can see shadows moving. Fucking owlbear.
An owlbear appears, though.
No. And I'm almost. Not quite.
Panic!
As in, Owlbear, the app, was not working, so I could track my shit then. Very good. Eventually, the three of you see a number of individuals step out of the tree line maybe 3 of them. 3 of these strange feral-looking creatures. And then more
Like were
far
hyenas?
behind.
Oh, fucking hell.
Christ.
Morning.
The
Boy, oh
4
boy.
in front. The 4 in front carry these spears, and they crouch and creep, and then seeing you, eyes wide open, seeing all 3 of you awake, all 5 of you awake, I should say, there is just again this everybody roll initiative, please.
Oh, Knowles, man. Fucking Knowles. We haven't fought these yet. That's cool.
Not with the
It
7
was
on
about
the
Went through an
time
entire-
on them.
We went through an entire D&D campaign and not fought Knowles. That's cool. Initiative. Jeez Louise. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's got the Travis regular Knoll.
Regular Knoll.
Fucking love that guy.
He is great.
Cool. Initiative rolls then, please. Lex.
7.
7. Carsis.
8.
Oh,
8.
God. We're dead.
And Jewel. Oh, you're muted,
You
Jewel.
muted.
22.
22.
So what was that, Jill?
Fantastic then.
Save the day.
So, I'll say then, as these creatures all hiss and snarl and yip, and you can see they definitely mean business, they mean to do you harm, there is one of the individuals towards the back of the group whose eyes light up this bright blue and just flare
good.
this blue piercing light in the darkness. And Jewel, you're up first. What would you like to do?
I know what I'm going for.
Well, Jules says, if I just sort this out, she says, I should take the one on the left. And then we'll...
Jewel's got a hood up as well, so I imagine Jewel is stealthed right now.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, we just hear her voice. We don't see her.
In fact, it's a really, really good point, actually. So bear with me on that one. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about the fact that...
There's a lot of them.
Am I
I'm
actually
gonna go for the
stealth?
slightly
That's a
dusky
really
looking
interesting
dice.
point. I'm trying to think. Is there a thing like bonus action hide? Maybe.
There is a thing.
So with your,
I was just
yeah,
trying to
with
think of the
your-
fact that I
Cunning
mean,
action.
for one, with the cloak up, the hood up, it is already perception checks are made with disadvantage.
You want to hide after you go, though. Otherwise, if you hide, then take your go. They'll
you
see
have
where
advantage on stealth checks
Yeah.
made to hide, which means I will allow you to have advantage if you choose the hide action at any point. You will have advantage on it.
And you can use hide as a bonus action because you're a rogue.
I can,
can,
which
'Cause you are a
means
rogue.
because if I do that, I would then get advantage on attacking them because they don't know where I am.
Because you are hidden.
Yeah, fine.
You'll shoot to the
Potentially,
end,
they
I
may see
suppose.
me, but okay. Let's do that. I've not done that before, so yeah. Bonus action
So roll a
hide.
stealth check with advantage then, please.
Fuck, that was garbage. 16. It was really bad. Maybe because I went. I'm going to take the one on the left. Okay. I mean. Okay, so do I have advantage on G1 if I'm going to throw something?
It does not perceive you.
Cool. Which should then mean that if I get advantage, then I will get sneak
damage
attack.
too. Yeah.
Great, that's what I was looking for. So we shall roll with
Rogues.
advantage And I believe I will be in... Sorry, I have realised that I'm not on full screen. There we go.
Big map.
There we go. So
Big
good.
map. Big map. So actually...
You're not far
Yeah.
away at all.
Nope.
Smaller map today.
But... Right, so yes. That will be... Throne... 23 to hit.
23 is
That should
gonna
work.
hit.
Nice.
As you
Awesome.
throw this... Are you throwing the dusk dagger as well?
Yes.
Okay, you throw this dagger and... Although people hear it, just this... Nobody sees it until... This dagger just blossoms out of this creature. So don't forget the features
extra.
of the dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is dim light or darkness.
Oh, absolute darkness right now. Dim light for definite. But yeah, it is night time. The only light is from your fire, which I will put down at least, just so you know where that is. Because it's only a small one.
Okay, so it is 17 points of piercing damage and 2 points of psychic damage. 19 in total.
What was that? 17 points of...
Piercing,
Yeah.
2 of psychic.
2 of psychic.
I don't know whether there is this... Well, yes, sorry, it is considered with this magical weapon, so whether that makes any difference.
Yeah,
Well, the
sneak
creature's
attack.
bloody, put it this way. As you...
Yes, that was with sneak attack.
Nice.
And you can just hear this sort of growl and yip as this creature almost stumbles. And yeah, it's not looking good. Blood is just beginning to pour.
Question, can we get under these trees?
Yep,
Yeah.
they're just overhangs.
Fine. So, I'll move to 5'10". Move there, so that
Very good.
I've got a point of reference. Okay. Done.
And now all of them go before Alex and I.
That's not very right.
Oh boy.
Order.
Matt,
That is.
Mm-hmm.
the spell says that I roll initiative for Tabitha, but can we say that she goes with me on my turn? Is that easier?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll say she goes after your turn if that makes it easier for folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good then. GPL then. So this individual right at the back. You can just hear these sort of snapping sounds and barks almost and yips as it sounds like it's almost barking out orders. And it then takes a longbow off its back, draws this, it's a very, very rudimentary looking longbow as well, it's rough and ready, draws this arrow back, fires it towards... Ignore me. No, it doesn't. Okay, yes it does. Yes it does. I had to read that correctly. So yes, makes a longbow attack and is going to fire this arrow towards Karsus. That is a 15 to hit.
It misses.
So as this arrow just it hits that almost magical like shield with mage armor around you, and just oh, it is a magical shield I should say. It then quickly pulls out another arrow and fires again. Ooh. Maths 23.
That's gonna get through. Yeah, that hits.
No, it's gonna get through. That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage. As this arrow just it strains against that magical barrier for a second before piercing through and just catches you along the side. Just sort of bounces off the abs almost, but does some damage.
Turn towards legs. Say, it still doesn't count as being touched.
Brilliant.
And it is then going to move 10, 15, 20 to there, and it's only going to move to there. Karsus.
Wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled bad.
I did.
That changes things. In that case, where the arrow impacted, and as there's a little bit of blood coming out, there's a little bit of blood coming out, the orange glow of my blood starts from the wound and then expands under the skin. As I start glowing from underneath, and I'm gonna use my blade song.
The muscles just all...
I can do 3 of those now. Oh, I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm moving, Tear of Sorrow by my side, rushing towards BPL.
You're rushing towards GPL, yeah?
So I get there, and there's a sudden flash in my head, flash of memory, of a previous encounter, and how that resulted in me rushing enemies very badly. So this time I try a different approach. Just as I'm getting there, I take a quick sharp turn and press the ring in my hands to use the Ring of Spell Storing to cast Dragon Breath on myself.
Oh,
yes!
Here we go.
Take them all out.
So as you're casting it on yourself, you get to choose which breath ability.
Which damage
I
type?
am going with fire, my friend.
So that ring, as you just press that ring, I'm going to say almost against your heart, running with the blade in the other hand, flames just begin to lick around the edge of your mouth, and it's almost like the orange eye, the one orange eye that you have, just burns in the night, glows.
I'll make a correction. I will not enter Blade Song because Dragon's Breath is also a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action.
No, it's bonus actions. Yeah, so I will, instead of entering Blade Song, I'll just activate Dragon's Breath with my bonus action, and then use my action to actually use the fire.
Yes.
Um,
Die, motherfuckers!
and yeah, I need GPL, G2, and GMT to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Carthus is
Thing for
single-handedly
cone.
responsible for the deforestation of Enoa.
Literally too hot to handle.
I'm glad we gave that to you. That's a good shout.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is if you start to give fire to casters, this is only a matter of time until I get fireball, and then it's
Yeah,
it's
okay,
the end of the
they're all
world.
fucked. So that was a dexterity saving throw, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
GPL
I believe it uses
first.
my save because it's me casting it. So I'm
Yes,
just gonna go with
because
that.
it's you casting it. So, yeah.
And, yeah, and I am concentrating on it.
So GPL gets a 12.
Fails.
G2 gets a 6.
Fails.
GMT gets an unnatural 20.
Oh,
Bastard. Succeeds, but still gonna take
Makes
half
sense.
damage.
He's the one at the end.
Yeah. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. That is 12 points of fire damage, 6 for GMT.
Okay, so 6 to GMT. 12. And 12. So as this fiery breath even just and illuminates the air around you. G2. Not looking good. Anything else on your turn?
Not on my turn. Tabitha will do nothing for now.
Okay, Tabitha's going to do nothing, just continues to flutter around you. So I've just got to fix something because it's broken on D&D Beyond. So bear with me just a second. Okay. Sorry, a tooltip wasn't working, which is no use when I'm trying to look at stuff. It is then G1's go, who, with that barking command, would have used its reaction, but because I didn't read that properly, it will now move. Oh, fucking hell. Come on, Albert. Work, damn you. There we go. It's going to go 5, 10, 15 straight to there. That would have been before its turn, but because I fucked it up, we'll say it's on its turn. To move half its movement speed up. It is then going to Lex. Attempt. It's going to take its spear in 2 hands and attempt to shank you with this spear, basically.
Oh, good.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Oh.
I will.
But shit on the damage.
Quick, Kirik from beyond the corner.
Well, I think the beauty of this is the. Are you going to use it, Lex?
The restore balance doesn't work. It's only when you're going to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
You're going to roll attack.
In which case, you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage because the damage roll was shit.
Good.
That's not too bad.
G2 then is going to... Fucking my life, Jesus Christ. 5, 10... 15 to there, and it's just going to sort of come around, and again with the spear is going to point towards you, Carsis. Single attack. 17 to hit.
Yeah, I will just about be able to bring my sword up, and the spear goes up to my shoulder, and I'll cast shield.
Nice.
Hey, look at that. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I have that. Great. Got nice AC.
Very good. As that spear goes to catch you and sort of pushes through your mage armor, and sort of that lattice work of energy that around you there is then just this pulse of energy, and the shield catches off your sword as you use the sword to expand that magical shield outwards. Very good. G3 from the back then is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you're going to start rushing towards Lex. And from there, he's just going to take that spear and throw it towards you.
Fuck's sake.
17 to hit.
I will use my reaction, Tetris Wall, to use my shield
Nice.
for him to
As that
miss.
spear then just flies, and there's almost a grin on this creature's face as that spear looks like it's flying true, and then these Tetris blocks form, and ting, 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 ting. The spear just scatters and skitters against the floor even. G4 then is just going to take one big step forward and go and stab with that spear. 15 to hit, which is going to miss.
Misses.
Stabs in and boom, and go against.
I don't like being last.
Okay.
It's not goal.
GMT then.
Oh wow, you really
Are
are
you literally last?
stone dead last.
Fuck. You used to end it to be like fucking 25 or whatever.
I'd like +9 on the
GMT, this creature, you see these rune-like tattoos on its arms just flare blue as the eyes flare as well. And the hands come in front of it, and this small little blue flame begins to burn before it then just shuts it towards you, Karsus. I need a... Oh no, it's a ranged spell attack, sorry. 16.
Misses.
This flame just hits your shield and sort of your mage armor, just burns over the top, but does nothing else.
Fuck was that?
Lucky is what
Very
that
good.
was.
Can I have a go?
Lex.
I want to play.
Finish him off.
Right.
Go on.
Sorry,
This is
took me
played
a while
right
to
into
get
my
through
hands,
those
Matt,
creatures.
so
then.
thank you. Me going last is
It's all
work
right.
because they're now nicely all in a line. So I will look at them all and I will say, we do not have time for you today. And almost like a Tesla coil forms around my hand, and then I'll just shoot a lightning bolt in a long line. And I'll get them all apart from Karsus because it's 5 foot wide, if I aim it right. Hopefully.
G1, 3, 2, and 4.
You-
Well, definitely the one in
you
front
grab-
of me, G3, the other bloodied one, GPL probably, or G4.
I think it's more likely G4 to be honest.
You can draw a line.
At that. Oh damn!
Yep, I'll do it.
The fuck.
Isn't that like 150 feet long as well or something?
It's 100 foot long,
Yeah.
5 foot wide. Yeah, so I've probably killed.
Do you know
some poor
what?
old
I'm
bloke
going to say
ploughing
you
his
can
field.
fucking aim that right. That will not touch Karsus.
Spectacular! Look at that.
So
As you
that
just...
is 40, Dex 14 saving throw, please.
Alright,
This
everything
is
but
why
GMT then. Here we go.
My sorcerers are
GPL.
blasters.
Oh,
They are
GPL
fucking
gets a
insane.
17 on its dex save.
Half damage for him.
Okay.
So 1/2. G1 gets a 12.
Full damage.
G2 gets a 17.
Half damage.
G3 gets 12. This is weird.
Full damage. 2 full, 2 halves.
G4 gets an unnatural 20, so half. And that should be it.
Done them all.
So 1, 2,
Right.
and 4 take half. 3 and PL take
Yeah.
full.
8d6 coming at you.
good.
8d6.
Oh, there's a lot of 2s in there. 21 lightning damage or halved to 11.
So
Yeah,
21 to GPL.
I mean- 21 points of lightning damage to 5 enemies.
Yeah,
is
that's 100 damage.
An insane amount
I mean-
of damage.
G3 stands there, and it's that cartoon moment where you can just see body, skeleton, body, skeleton, body, skeleton. And the fur is almost singed off in places. You can see actual skeleton and bits of gore just hanging off. Somehow this creature is still standing, barely. So that was me 2. So it's 11 to everything else, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
In which case, dead.
As G1 collapses, Jewel, because it's right next to it, would. This is only thematic, but we'll just grab the dagger out of this shoulder. Like, thank you.
Damn.
Okay, so all of these creatures apart from GMT now bloodied, not looking healthy at all, very pissed off. GPL is snarling and sort of the head just snaps around towards where you are, Lex. Anything else in your turn?
No, I'll just go. Put my hand back in the pocket.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think even Cog on your shoulder just sort of looks.
Yeah, that's something I've been working on. But Cog will stay safe. He's not going hero mode today. Cog is staying put.
Let's move Cog just to here then, just on your shoulder. There we go. Excellent. Back round to Jewel then.
See you in 10 minutes from my go.
I will be quicker this round, I promise.
That's just my shit rolls, mate. It's not your fault.
I do need to be quicker with the monsters, though. I just had to very quickly go
Sorry,
through the
I
character
was
sheets
just-
and learn.
Figure out what I was doing. Okay. Remind me, can I get sneak attack if I'm standing next to an enemy that?
The creature has to be engaged.
Yeah,
So-
sorry. Okay, so what I was going to say is, if I manage to get
That's why
there,
Yes,
Will I
then
get-
you'll get sneak attack
I'll
on
get
both
sneak
of
attack.
those.
I won't get advantage,
Oh,
but
well,
I'll get
on
sneak
one of
attack.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
So
you
sneak
steady
attack
aim if you're aiming
works
your
when you
crossbow.
have advantage on the roll, or your enemy is
Is
engaged
engaged.
with another player character.
Okay, so I think I should be able to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, meaning I stay away from D something.
Well played.
And I will then be able to hit GPL. Hopefully with the Dusk Dagger.
Mhm.
Yeah, would have, I think, been a free action to pick back up next to me, I believe.
That's fine. You've pulled it out like as a reaction now. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so then, right, there you go. So straight attack on this. Nothing else I can do. I've moved, so 19 to hit.
19 on GPL.
Yep.
Going to hit.
Okay, so that should be the same roll as before with sneak attack. So garbage roll on the sneak attack die. Yeah, so that is, wow, really garbage. 6. Oh, hang on. 6 plus, so 9 points of piercing damage plus
9 points piercing.
7 points of psychic damage.
Okay. So you stab in and twist, and the blade itself doesn't seem to do that much damage, but then there's almost like this purple glow from behind this knoll's eyes, and you just watch as it sort of, its eyes flash wide, the tongue then lolls, and it just drops.
Damn.
7 points of psychic damage, fucking did it.
As I twist the dagger, I'll also use the whales from the grave to attack G4.
So in
Hell
this
yeah.
moment, in the darkness then, Carsis, you would witness as there's almost like these small little starlight-filled rifts that open around G4 as a spectral, phantom-like figure looking the same silhouette as Jewel just appears and stabs into G4.
That's cool as fuck.
4 points of necrotic damage to G4.
4 points of necrotic damage. Again, you just hear this bark.
And that will be my go.
That will be your go. Well, it would have been GPL, but they're dead as fuck. So, Karsus.
A little bit turned on by what Lex just did. And
They fucking.
and then I will look at G4 in front of me. I'll look at G3, but mostly my eyes are going to focus on GMT. And I will turn to Jewel and I will say, this might be a bit weird. Put my hand on her shoulder and I will grab Tear of Sorrow and I'm going to impact the tip of Tear of Sorrow on the floor. And as I do that, there's going to be a booming noise as Jewel and Karsus disappear and are going to reappear right next to GMT. So I'm going to cast Thunderstep.
Oh, I was about to say, did you just cast Thunderstep?
Thunder.
Hell yes.
This sound of thunder cracks the night sky as Karsus and Jewel, I will say, you appear there and there. And G4 takes how much?
G3 and G4 need to make a dexterity saving throw. A constitution saving throw, actually. Yeah, it's within 10
Con
feet.
for G3 is a 3, and a con for G4 is an unnatural 20. So 3 is going to take full. I think
bastard.
4 will save and take 9.
No, it is going to take half damage.
It is going to take half. Interesting.
Half as much on a successful one, yeah. So that's going to be... Oh boy.
G3's dead.
Yeah.
It's got one fucking hit point. G3's dead.
That's 9 points of thunder damage.
Jesus,
G3
G4's
is
dead.
catapulted into Lex's feet.
I'm just going to say the both
Body
of
roll.
these as this lightning / thunder damage just erupts out. G3 just disappears. It's just almost like they weren't there as they are atomized. Just G4 catapults into a tree. You can hear the sickening crunch of bones cracking as they hit this tree and slump to the floor. The spear just discarded to the side. And Karsus and Jewel, you are now face to face with GMT, who just snarls in your face. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, with that, I will use my bonus action to enter Blade Song.
Very good.
That is a little different to Misty Step. Whoa!
Just a little bit,
Anything
a
else?
little bit less stealthy. No, that's all.
Very good. It's then GMT's go then. Okay. GMT just begins to, the eyes flare again, and it collects its hands together, and there's this lightning energy that just crackles and crackles and crackles until it then just opens its arms wide and it's going to cast Thunder Wave, so I need a Constitution save from both you and
You can play that game.
Yeah. Casters. Natural 20. Thank you very much for
Shit.
going.
Nice.
So that's
Unfortunately,
halved and halved again.
unfortunately, that was a 7 for Jewel.
Ah,
Okay, so you don't save. You will take full damage.
Reaction.
Ooh,
Uncanny
don't believe you
dodge.
can.
No, I can't.
I think it's an attack.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, I need evasion, don't I, for that?
yep.
So, Karsus, you're going to take 3 points of damage and you stay where you are. Jewel, you are going to take 6 points of damage because that was shit.
Yeah.
And you are pushed 10 feet backwards, so you just... Make me an acrobatics check.
Yes.
Just for shits and
you
giggles.
You know that description was coming anyway.
The only cat that
Sorry,
lands on her
Matt.
face.
How much damage was that? For
3.
Oh, fuck. That did bounce out.
I'm doing a concentration check.
That's a 19 on the acrobatics check.
Okay, you get thrown backwards, but there's a moment where you just turn that tuck and flip and land. Superhero landing, blade held out,
Yeah.
and just sort of slide back.
That is a dick move.
Carthus, how does
big
your
move.
concentration check go?
Yeah, I rolled whatever it was. It was high. It was like a 18.
Okay, you're fine. So GMT is done, and we are back around the top. Oh, sorry, we're over to Lex.
You nearly missed me out on purpose, you bastard.
No. I was because I'd not because I've got literally a block of 5 dead creatures. I was like, just look down the list rather than clicking next. But yeah,
So I will charge up a sphere in my hand, lob it up in the air to hopefully hit the creature
with an invisible tennis racket.
with a
Service.
22 to hit. 22 to hit. I have cast it at 2nd level as well, so it's 48 damage, and I will choose for my damage type. So as it lands, it almost opens and just drops acid on him.
Nice. So it just forms this
4.
cloud that then just
18 points of acid damage.
Holy fuck.
Lex Ordo, describe to me how you disintegrate this creature.
Yes. So as it's about to land and it kind of opens and just lands on him, it will pour all down his face, and then as it goes, because it's quite a thick, and then obviously his face is just gone. It's just skeleton, and then the skeleton starts to just break away and wither, and then his head kind of just melts into his body, and then Constantine's
It's like
into
this
himself as he
crumbling
melts.
effect then begins to
Yeah.
happen as the skull hits the jaw then folds into the neck, and this body just crumples down and continues to disintegrate and dissolve in this pool of acid. And I'm going to say left behind are these 2 blue orb-like things on the floor. Which you realise are the 2 eyeballs of this knoll, but for some reason they have stayed behind.
Put them in your pocket.
Boy, I am grabbing that shit.
So as you pick them up, there is a distinct buzz and a hum to them. There is something abnormal about them, but they don't do you any harm.
Great. Are we all okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a hell of a lot of thunder at 3 a.m., but...
They went better than I was expecting.
Yes, you both did very, very, very well. We dispatched them very
As you
quickly.
turn around and see scorch marks, acid marks, a slump and crumpled corpse of a knoll against a tree, ash, and your fire, which, where it was once a small little bonfire, is now a rather large campfire, having picked up some of the flames and everything else that's going on.
I think we've drawn attention to our location.
Yeah,
we should move
that. Yeah, that teleportation thing certainly echoes for a long distance.
It
So-
also got rid of them, so I am not sorry.
Great. That lightning, Lex, that was impressive.
Erotic.
Yeah, there's something I've been working on.
I mean, just a little
That
bit of
works so
warning
well.
when you do that when I am so close.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to travel that far. I just thought it would go a short distance. I didn't think it'd go that far. I have to bear that in mind for next time.
There's parts of Jules' fur which is still stood on end from the static.
Just trying to
Fluffy
just
kitty.
like pat it down.
touches Lex and just sends that shock in. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in the way of enemies when you want to cast that, I mean, do it. I might be into it. Who knows? One way to find out.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but I don't want to put you in harm's way.
That was
we protect
fine.
each other.
I'll have something to, absorb it. I'm sure.
Is this a sexual thing?
Cassis, what did you find at the end there?
Turn to Lex. Yes. Turn to Jewel. I found a just these
We'll start
orbs.
keeping a
I'm
journal
not
of all
quite
of
sure
these
what.
things.
I'm not quite sure what they are. If we take 10 minutes, I can figure it out.
That sounds good. Also, Lex, is that acid a snake thing? Sorry for being possibly a little rude there.
I can produce a venom from my fangs, yeah, but that was that type of magic. I could choose what type of energy comes from it. But seeing him use thunder just then on you guys, I didn't want to use electricity or anything like that, so I thought I'm just gonna melt him. Melt that son of a bitch.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Good
I've never had
doubt.
anybody compliment my killing before. It's I'm not sure we should be doing that.
Perhaps. Well, we saved each other's lives. Right. Well, are we staying here, or are we trying to move? What is the plan? I think after a raucous time like that, someone would be very stupid to turn up to all that noise.
Well, yeah. But I would say we stay here long enough for you to figure out what those balls are for, and then we make tracks.
Sounds like a plan. In that case, I'll move closer to the fire, take out my spell book, and open it to the identify page, take out a pearl, place it on top of the orbs, and then put the pearl to my eye. What does my identify see?
So as you cast
God, that was
identify,
that was a bad
yes,
one.
I'm sorry, Sky, I am a child. As you use that pearl and look over these two small orbs that are still glowing subtly blue, these are eyes, but they are
Right.
nowhere near your standard null eyeballs. These have been
see?
mutated, corrupted in a way. This null was touched by arcane power in a way that those of you that have
Priest.
encountered nulls before had never come across. This is a strange mutation for this null to have undergone, but they seem to have embraced it, used it, and used that power to formulate spells.
Interesting. Two questions. First question. Does this look like an implant, or does it look it's the actual eyes that have been changed by magic?
The latter. It is. These are actual eyeballs that have been corrupted in some way, or augmented, or mutated.
Damn. Second question.
Mm-hmm.
You said that they allowed for the formulation of spells.
Mm-hmm.
Does that can I retrieve any of them from the identifier?
Make
Would
me
it
an Arcana
basically-
check, please.
Yeah. Would it work like a spellbook sort of thing?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Arcana?
Go in. Make me an Arcana check, please.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. You are just in awe of the fact that these fucking eyes are magical in some sense. Like this is some crazy shit right here. Like you've seen people that have been imbued with magic through study, through the divine, through arts beyond sort of your understanding in terms of being attuned to the song and the natural music of the world, to being attuned with nature itself, to being gifted from otherworldly forces. This is something well beyond any of those descriptions.
If you can figure out how to add spells into them, Lex could work magic on your ring and your balls. Just put it out there. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are done for the evening.
Good
And that's
night,
where we'll end the
everyone.
stream.
Good
Good night.
session. Jesus Christ, Danny.
Fuck's sake. I fucking love my friends.
How long
honestly.
have you been thinking about that joke? Oh.
About 4 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. Was not expecting that 3 hours into the stream.
Is there anything anybody else wishes to do now before we go back into our rest and watch? And then,
No, I don't think so.
as
I'll
that
relay
took
to
all
the
of
party.
12 seconds to happen.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. No, I will relay the information to Lex and Jewel, and then I'll say to them, I suppose as we get closer to a place of great arcane influence, that this might be something that we encounter more often. So let's just keep an eye out for creatures that are a little bit more magically inclined, I suppose.
Yeah. Actually, you don't think they were bandits, right? They weren't like guards for the Crystalline Isle or like soldiers.
I would love to tell you, but I cannot see any colors in their banners because there is nothing left of them, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I mean,
There is the one against the tree.
that would of course be, how we introduce ourselves by killing all of their guards. I mean, that would just be, of course,
Everybody make me nature checks, please.
Oh my gosh.
9.
14.
6.
Lex, you think on this now. You've heard of the Null creature before. You've certainly not heard of them casting magic or using magic, but you know they are very tribal in nature. They stick to their own kind. They are not sort that are used as guards or anything like that. So you get the impression that maybe this was just a nomadic tribe, or a tribe that settled in the area and were out for blood, as they are naturally bloodthirsty creatures.
Yeah. Actually, the more I think on it, the Null don't do that type of thing. They're a tribe. They're out for themselves. I think we're good on that front.
Then I hope that we may be able to rest until the morning.
Hopefully.
Very good. So we will say then, over that period of about 15-20 minutes following the battle, that the adrenaline comes down. Carsis and Lex, you return to your slumber. Jewel, you finish your watch. You then wake Lex for the final watch. the sun rises once again on a dark and overcast day, where you can hear that distant sound of rumbling thunder, almost like your antics of the night before have brought on an oncoming storm. And as you wait for that weather to hit and partake of breakfast and get ready to set about on a third day of travel, that is where we will close our session for this evening. So thank you all for joining us again. Say again, sorry, Danny.
I'll definitely give everyone aid again the next morning.
Gonna give, so, yeah, okay. You throw that out there. Amazing. Yes, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for, again, we've had some faces return over the last few weeks who have very much been welcomed into the Malt and Magic family. Thank you so much for joining with us, for sticking with us. Thank you to all of our regular fans as well, those of you that have been with us for a very long time. Thank you to anybody that's new, that's watching or listening, or however you're sort of participating in the Malt and Magic madness. It has been a lot of fun. There is much more fun to come, so please stick with us. This episode will be available later in the week on YouTube and podcast, of course, so please wait for the announcements on that. Go check out the Discord channel and server even, where you can find all those homebrews, the different lore items, fan art, and everything. And yes, I think we will leave it there for this evening. So thank you once again. We have been the Malt and Magic crew. This has been episode 20. Stay safe, we love you all, and we will see you next time.